morning and welcome to the channel. Sometimes maintaining your race car doesn't always mean maintaining your race car. The tow vehicle is also very important. Right now, as you can see, AC is running full blast, and there's actually a vent aimed right at the camera, so you should be able to hear the wind running past the camera, and it's not doing its job. It feels about like somebody's just lightly breathing on you, but with cold air. And I've actually had colder air hit me when I opened the freezer or the refrigerator at the house. So I did check to make sure that the AC compressor was functioning. With this one being the hybrid, there's a really good chance it's not going to fail. It's just an electric engine. Had the Freon or the refrigerant checked to make sure that it was full, and so talked to a Volkswagen certified mechanic and said that the next point of failure would probably be, and the more common point of failure is actually the blower motor that's underneath the dashboard to actually circulate the air around. So I'm going to show you how to fix the blower motor. This should be the same regardless of the engine for all Touaregs of US Touaregs 2011 and newer, so all the Gen 3 Touaregs. So whether it's the diesel, the gas, or the hybrid, it should all be the same. I've been told this should take about an hour for a trained mechanic, so plan on maybe an hour and a half if you're not that mechanically inclined. If you have any doubts about your ability, just go ahead and pay somebody to do it, because an hour of labor is kind of nothing, you know, especially when you've already paid for the AC compressor, or for the especially when you've already paid for the AC blower motor. All right, so for starters, you're going to want as much room as possible, so you'll move your seat back and down as far as it will go. That'll give you the most amount of room to work. Might not be a bad idea to tilt the seat back a little bit, because you never know. Let's see. 20 bolts. Those are going to be your Torx head. So if you don't have any, you will need some before starting the job. Sets of bolts. There's here, which looks like that holds in the glove box, and then there's under here in these square recesses. And there's under here in these square recesses. Those look like they are actually holding in the tray for the blower motor. So you just wiggle that and it comes out. You're going to unplug this light. Careful, it's a little warm if it's on. So you have those three square recesses, and then these two tabs that just sort of slide in. So this is going to be your blower motor. It's pretty small. It's got a built-in resistor, so you don't have to worry about changing that out. Just swap out the entire unit. They have superseded the part numbers, so make sure you get the most up to date. See, the blower motor looks like it's right there, so we just have to figure out how to get that off. Probably end up taking the whole glove box out. And if you know a quicker way of doing this, or you know a shortcut, please feel free to let us know in the comments. There's a light over here on the left-hand side. You gotta unplug. And then we can just kind of drop this down and out of the way. The cable is long enough. So we'll have to make sure to reconnect that onto the back side. Alright, so here once we've got the glove box moved out of the way, we got it twisted so we got some access. Your blower motor is actually going to be under here. It looks like a lot, but you've got some small, they're either 5 or 6 millimeter nuts. We're going to take a couple of those off and this whole assembly should drop down and we can swap out the blower motor. Alright, so after some digging through the toolbox, the silver nuts are perfectly fit for a 7/32. So I'm sure that there's like a 5.5 millimeter because they're just a little bit bigger than a 5 and a little too big for a 6. So a 6 would probably work if you don't have a 7/32, but this fits pretty snug. Took off this piece, just make sure it's connected. Slides up in there and clips on right there at the top. I'm just going to slide that out of the way for right now. We're going to plug this. Try to keep track of anything you're unplugging or undoing. Let's see. Looks like maybe 2 more of these. There's one here on the corner and one a little farther back. So there's another screw here on the corner and another one farther back. And we're right by the passenger kick panel. Alright, so just to get a little better access, I'm actually going to remove the fuse box cover. There are 2 Torx screws, one at the bottom. I'm not going to plug anything, and I do have the car off, but I'm just going to move it to get some better access. So you can probably see now that is going to be where the blower motor goes. So I'm not sure how that comes out of the way. So we'll see. Maybe, I think he said that drops down. Oh, there's one up. These little screws are hidden all over the place. So I believe I took out more screws than needed, but as you can see, there's this housing, and that actually holds in the blower motor. The blower motor should drop straight down, but you've got 5 total that are holding it in. So 2 here, 1 under there, 2 here. So some of these that I took off, I actually didn't need to. If you end up taking this thing off, you don't have to, so put it back. And that just drops straight down. Alright, so got that all reattached. Got your sound deadening kind of tucked up in here. All we have left to do is attach this. Why is it still on? I have to attach this vent. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but it attaches right over here on the corner. It's not the worst, it's just a little finicky, and then you clip it on. Right there. And all we got to do is reinstall the glove box. Remember to attach your glove box wire, and then this is your one in the footwell. This actually plugs into the back of the glove box. There's a port right there, and those two go together. Button it all up and you're done. All right, so that worked. Totally worth the money. The blower motor is a bit expensive, but at the end of the day, you know, it's a shared part between Volkswagen, Audi, and Porsche. So there's gonna be kind of a price hike. That's kind of the tax on owning a Touareg. But that was able to fix it. It's blowing wonderfully, and it's nice and cold inside my car now. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and feel free to comment at the bottom. If you have any ideas on what we can do for future videos, feel free to comment and let us know. Thank you.